All right, guys, we are one day away from Thanksgiving break, and hopefully you can hear me because I have to wear my mask because I have my trusty sidekick right here next to me, Mr. Aiden Henderson. How you doing, Aiden?
Good.
Good. All right, so here we go. You need to tear out pages. Sorry, 429. So let's write this up here. 429 to 434. It's always 5 pages, by the way. Make sure you staple right there and you write your name. Yesterday, somebody didn't put their name on their paper. All right, today, so we're switching gears. We're going to be dividing now. When I see this word quotients, it means we are dividing. So that's kind of a big change from multiplying. But again, the same essential question that is throughout the entire chapter is how is multiplying and dividing decimals similar to multiplying and dividing whole numbers. All right, so let's dive in. Math in my world, example 1. Miss Clubber buys 2 kites for a total of $15.18. If each kite costs the same, about, now this is about right here is a key word, the fact that we're going to estimate. Okay, so when you see those words about, that's what it's going to tell you that you're going to estimate. So it says about how much does each of the kites cost. So again, we're estimating. What's that? Okay. So we have estimate the quotient 15 and 18, basically $15. I don't know why they didn't put dollars there, but $15.18 and 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to use compatible numbers because if we actually estimated on this one, we would probably round this one because it's closer to $15. But I know 15 doesn't. It's not divided by 2 evenly. Uh, it can, but not with whole numbers. You can't. So we're going to use compatible numbers, and I know that 2 doesn't go into 15, but 2 will go into 16. So we use 16 for that. 16 divided by 2 equals 8, right? Remember how we said we reverse this as 8 times 2 equals 16. So $15.18 divided by 2 is about, notice the about, is about 8. Since 2 times 8 equals 16, and 16 is pretty close to 15 and 1800s, the answer is pretty reasonable. Now, if this number was like 30 or 40, of course, we'd be way off, right? That would not be a good estimate. Next page. All right, 3 friends went out to dinner. So we got 3 friends right here. The total cost is that, and they're going to split it evenly. So basically taking that divided by the 3. And you can see right here, that divided by the 3. Okay. So now we're actually going to, it says right here, rounding. Again, the key word is about. So that means we're going to estimate or use compatible numbers. We're going to round $32.57 to the nearest whole dollar because 33 and 3 are compatible numbers. So again, we're going to take this one up to $33 because 57 is 5 or more, raise a score, right? So we're going to raise this up to 33. Keep that at 3. How many times does 3 fit inside of 33? That's pretty easy, right? 33 divided by 3 equals 11. So each friend will pay about $11. Since 3 times 11 equals 33, and 33 is pretty, remember this is like pretty close to that, the answer is reasonable. Okay. Let's try some guided practices down here at the bottom. Estimate each quotient. All right. So I know 5 does not go into 19, right? So we're going to use, this is 5, so it means, look at money-wise, is this closer to $19 or is it closer to 20? Well, I know it's smack dab in the middle, but when it's 5 or more, we raise the score, so this is going to go up to 20. And this stays a 5. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay, 4. This one right here, $47.25 divided by 25. Now we got a big number right here, right? So now we're going to use compatible numbers again. I wouldn't change this 25 to anything. I'd just keep that to that. But I want to say how many, 25 doesn't go into 47, but it does go pretty close into what? Hopefully you would see pretty close to 50. because how many quarters are in 50 cents? 2. Okay, down here. Now, if I used rounding, by the definition of rounding, I would change this to 17, but does 4 go into 17? It does not. So I'm actually going to keep this as 16 because it's going to be a compatible number, because I know 4 does go into 16. So 16 divided by 4 is indeed 4. All right. It says describe another way you could estimate in example 2, this one right here. Actually, I'm sorry, up here, sorry, at the top. It says describe another way you can estimate example 2, or both example reasonable. Another way we could do this up here is we could say, let's see, if we change it to 33, we could use compatible numbers and say 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 12. No, I wouldn't want to do, maybe we would say, round this just to 30, right? We could say, well, that's close to $30 divided by 3, which equals 10. And again, I mean, 10 and 11 is pretty close to each other, right? I mean, fairly close. I mean, it's not like way off. So, yeah, it's a reasonable answer. All right. Let's go ahead and work on the independent practices here for you. Remember, when I go check these, I always look to see, did you follow along? Did you write down what I wrote down? These are free answers for you, basically. So this one, again, we're estimating. I know 11 doesn't go into 87, but I do know that 11 times 8 is 88. So I'm going to change this to an 88 divided by 11, and that's going to equal 8. Circle it pretty easy. This one, 5 doesn't go into 44, but I do know that it goes 9 times 5 is 45. So I'm going to change it to 45. I'm going to raise this. I'm going to raise the score, so it makes it a 45. So 45 divided by 5 is going to be 9. 195 divided by 8. Oh, sorry, 195.8 divided by 12. This is a little tougher, okay? Because this is a big number. This is big, but I'm going to use compatible numbers to make it easier on myself. Okay, I'm going to use compatible numbers to make it easier on myself. All right, so this one, as we said, I'm going to use compatible numbers, and I'm going to change this one to a 10. Well, guess what? This is going to be easy because I can just change this to 200. Right now, what's 2 divided by 1? That's 2. Right, cross out a 0, cross out a 0. There's 1 0 left, so we get 20 as my answer. Again, these are estimates. They don't have to be exact. 6 does not fit into 28. It doesn't fit into 29, but it does fit into 30. So 30 divided by 6 equals 5. So easy we can do these. Number 8, again, 6 doesn't go into $7. It doesn't go into $8 even, right? So now we got to do some fancy footwork here. We got to say, well, what if I change? Let's look at these two numbers here. What if I change that to a 720? Okay. Yeah. Well, I know 6 goes into 72 12 times, and there's a 0 there, right? So why not just say $1.20? I know that one's a little off. There's really no easy way to describe this one. I guess we could have taken this one up to a 10 and this one up to, but I don't know. I like this more exact answer here because we could do the 6 goes into 72 because I know 12 times 6 is 72. So that's just a different way of doing that one. 88.3 divided by 9. Again, I know that this, let's change that 9 to a 10. Let's change this one to a 90 because those are easy to divide, right? So we have 9 as our answer now. Again, these are just estimates. You just find numbers that work easier. 128 divided by 12. Okay, this one I see. I have 12 and a 12. Well, that's going to be easy because I'm just going to say this is 120 divided by 12. And hopefully you'll see that 12 goes into 12 one time, and there's 1 0 left over, so our answer's 10. 576.4 divided by 62, or 576 and 4/10 divided by 62. Again, I'm going to look at this and say I'm going to change this to a 60. I'm going to use compatible numbers here because I know 6 doesn't go into these, but it will go into 600. All right. So if we cross out these zeros, one on each side, it leaves us with 60 divided by 6. 6 goes into 6 one time, and there's 1 0 left over, so 10 would be our answer. That's an estimate. And then down at the bottom, $15.47 divided by 7. All right, well, 7 doesn't go into 15, okay, but I do know 7 goes into 14. Or I could change this to an 8 and make this a 16. And that's going to be 2. Right? I could have done that, or I could have said, well, this is 14 divided by 7. Right, and it's still going to get 2 as my answer on that one. So that's 2 different ways I could have estimated on that one. Number 13 down here, we have 56.3 or 56 and 3/10 divided by 18. So again, I'm going to look, I'm going to say, well, I want to change this to a 20 because I know 20 fits inside of 60, which is pretty close to that. Cross these out on both sides. 6 divided by 2 is 3 is my answer. And it's pretty close to what the answer would have been. Okay. Let's look at the back side here. Okay. We have number 14. So we have $158.75 to purchase 15. So essentially we have 158.75. Good job, man. Divided by 15. Look, 15 and 15. Well, I'm just going to say this is 150. No, Aiden. So 15 divided by 15 is 1 with 1 0. So it looks like each ticket's going to cost $10. Jake bought 3 drawing pins for $8.07. Each pin costs the same. Again, about how much? So we have $8.07 divided by 3. Okay, so I know 3 doesn't go into 8 evenly, but I do know it goes into 9. So we're just going to say, well, 9 divided by 3. So they're about $3 each. A canoe rental company offers 2 trips along the river. Neil and Gabriella choose the longer trip. If they split the cost of the rental, about how much will each pay? So there's how many people? There's 2. Okay. There's 2 people. All right. And if they split the cost of the rental, so each person pays. So what are we doing here? They choose the longer trip. So they're going to choose this one. Hopefully you'll see that the longer trip is 8 miles and not the 5. So we're looking at $16.32 divided by 2. Well, I know 2 goes into 16, so that's pretty good, right? That's pretty easy to see. So I'm going to change this to $16 divided by 2. So each of them are going to pay about $8. About. It costs $88.50 for 6 adults to see an exhibit in the Egyptian mummies. About how much does it cost one adult to see the exhibit? Okay, so 88.50 cents divided by 6. Again, 6 doesn't go into 88 evenly. Sorry, doesn't go into it evenly. But what I do know, so 6 doesn't go into 88. Let's see, 12 times 6 is 72. 13 times 6 is 78. 14 is 84. 15, let's do 90. Let's do $90 divided by 6 because I know that I kind of did that in my head because I looked over and said, well, I know 15 times 6 is 90. So it's about $15. Okay. And that's if you know your facts a little bit higher than 12. So again, I don't really mess with those. So your homework today, again, you're going to estimate each quotient. Again, you can use compatible numbers or rounding. Okay, whichever one is going to be compatible or rounding to make it easy. Okay. compatible or rounding to make it easy, all right? So all those, you're going to use that. Backside again, make sure you're focusing on the fact that you're going to be using that chart for this one, for that one, and for that one, okay? And then this one, you're going to actually write a division problem involving the division of a decimal by a whole number. And the estimated answer, remember this is answer, is 7. So you're coming up with a problem where your answer is 7. So when you guys are finished with this, of course, like you do every single day, make sure your name is on at the top. Make sure it's stapled together on this side of the page, please. And turn it in the math box, or take it home, have your parents check it, bring it in tomorrow, and you turn it in first thing in the morning. So get busy and good luck. If you got any questions, feel free to answer or ask me, as long as you got some stuff written down first.